Hey, good morning and welcome to my garden. Sue Libertini from Garden Moxie. So it is freezing cold here today, but it is nice and sunny. So I decided I was going to get outside. I'm just clipping some arborvitae that I can use to make some decorations for the mantle. And I was thinking about summer in Michigan, and right now is about when I spend a lot of time doing that. And I thought it would be fun to take you on a tour of a place that's one of my favorite places in Michigan to visit, and that's the Centennial Farm, the Iris Farm up in Traverse City, Michigan. So pour yourself a coffee and let's go tour the Iris Farm.
So today I wanted to share one of my favorite places to visit. That's the Iris Farm in Traverse City. The Iris Farm is located in northern Michigan in Leelanau County. It's right off of the M72. The farm is about 5 miles west of downtown Traverse City. And I have to say I'm pretty lucky because my parents live right on Lake Leelanau, which is probably only about 3 or 4 miles from the farm. This Centennial Farm has been in the same family for well over 150 years. The Iris Farm is run now by a man named William Black. William is a fifth-generation Leelanau farmer. His family settled in Leelanau County, and the farm started off growing potatoes, then they grew cherries, and in 1995 they made the decision to start growing bearded iris. When a reporter once asked William Black how he decided to start growing iris, he said that he decided it was time to stop fighting the elements, and instead he decided to just embrace what the land had to offer. And the family had noticed that the iris plants that were blooming around the farm were basically thriving, and they weren't really paying much attention to them. And that is how the idea started. Iris are actually pretty easy to grow. They do require well-drained soil, but they can actually grow in some pretty poor soil, and they don't require much watering, if any at all. As William Black said, they're virtually indestructible. So William had a vision of what he wanted his farm to become. When he was talking to a reporter, he said that he had visited museums and he had seen paintings of fields of iris blooming in different colors, and he thought, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Artists throughout history have been drawn to the beauty of flowers, especially the beauty of iris. I mean, people like Claude Monet and Vincent van Gogh. I actually read a book that said that Claude Monet, during the time that his irises were blooming, would not leave his house. He sounds just like a typical gardener. The Leelanau Iris Farm is really cool to visit. They've got over 6 acres of blooms. They're growing over 800 varieties of iris, and they're also growing over 200 varieties of daylilies. So the iris in Michigan bloom in the month of June, and people come from all over to come and visit and see this farm and to see the irises blooming. Besides the 6 acres of iris that are on the farm also has a small flower garden that you can visit. It's nestled up against the side of the house, like basically surrounds the house. In the early summer, it is filled with blooms of lilac and woodland phlox and tons of beautiful flowers. I really loved walking through the garden, and I really appreciated how the garden was designed. I don't know how you guys feel, but I absolutely loved going on garden tours and seeing how other people do things. That is the one cool thing about gardening. It's like you could give you could give 10 different gardeners all the same plants, and they would create 10 different beautiful gardens. And this garden is no different. It was just the most quaint and beautiful garden I've seen. They had beautiful garden ornamentation. They had really unique things, and it was like a secluded space. They had, hedged it in. There were lots of great flowers, euphorbias, iris, woodland phlox. I loved, they had little turtle statues, they had religious statues. It was just such a nice, quiet, private space. And I thought it really made the visit that much more special. Another thing that made visiting this garden really fun was the fact that I had gone with my parents, and since they live up, they're only about 4 miles away from the Iris Farm, they got all kinds of great ideas on things they could try, different types of roses that they could try in their own garden. It was great to see that, these irises were so beautiful. They just added such a great element to their garden design. And then it was also great to see just the meadows and the meadow flowers, the wild flowers that were growing on the edge of the farm and also in their orchard. It was a really inspiring space, and my parents enjoyed it and I enjoyed it too. And when you look out over the farmland, there's nothing better. Northern Michigan is just a very beautiful place. So at this point in the video, what I'd like to do is I will just do some background music, and then I'm going to put up on the screen the names of the different irises that I saw in the iris farm so that you can just see how amazing all these different designs are. I mean, the irises come in every single shape and color, and I think you're really going to enjoy this. And then, you know, the thing that's nice about knowing the names of these plants is that if you see something that you like, you can jot it down and you can order it yourself. So without further ado, let's walk through the iris farm in Leelanau County. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.